Da 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 da. Shield surfing. Whoa, shield surfing. Shield surfing. What? Why do they call it shield surfing when you can't do it on water? Believe me, that's one of the first things I tried, and even if it worked, it would be called skimming. Holy moly, I'm derailing my own YouTube video intro. Shield surfing, the act of slapping your feet onto a shield and summoning the spirit of Tony Hawk.
Hey, what's up? I'm Tony Hawk.
6 skills!
Taking a useless hunk of nothing burger and infusing it with the powers of Shaun White. Placing an object between you and the ground and using that object to subjugate friction to your favor. It's just absolutely fun. It would not be implausible for me to say that it's my favorite mechanic in any video game. Now I get it. If you examine that statement with any sort of scrutiny, my favorite mechanic in any video game is jumping. But I'm saying in a world where the basics are a given, shield surfing is my favorite garnish to have ever garnished a game. I've always loved skating or boarding mechanics in games. Basically, anytime you have a character plant their feet on an object or thing and use that as their interface with the ground while they slide. That's what I mean. I bought Tekken 7 and honestly didn't get very far at all into the game, but guess what character I was maining for like 2.5 hours? The guy who can use your face as a skateboard. Which are my favorite 2 Devil May Cry games? That's right, it's number 3 and number 5, because those are the ones that had surfing mechanics. Let's start with Devil May Cry 3. Any of the enemies with the standard goon body type, if you knock them over, you can hop on and you're teleported to the mid-90s. You can even shoot your guns while you're skating enemies around. You can charge up a gun while skating an enemy, then unleash the charge blast when the ride is over. The first time I ever did it was on accident, in this hallway right here. Suddenly I was spinning in a circle while riding a zombie demon down a set of stairs, and at the time in my teenage brain, there was not a better thing that could have happened in video games. Then I played Shadow of the Colossus and realized what a fool I had been. But in this moment of performing a Texas 1080, games were at their pinnacle. Then in Devil May Cry 5, you surf around on your own rocket arm. Riding a rocket? Surfing. A living thing? Skating.
Okay, I mean, this thing is undead, but it's like, it's a creature. Okay, it counts.
You beat up some guys with your crazy rocket punches, you shoot your rocket arm out to harass people. Then, when you're feeling extra spicy, you summon it back to you, and it's that cutscene from Devil May Cry 3. Oh, dang it! Devil May Cry is so great. It's so cool. I love it. Look at this thing. Look at this rocket. You're skating around. You're doing tray flips. You're doing ollies. What is this? Is that like a mute grab? Yeah, it's like a mute grab front flip. What's the name of that move? That's incredible. They even have an animation for if you start your crazy front flip grab and you can't complete it. You biff it and you land on your back and your rocket blows up. This game is so incredible. Even though the rocket riding is astounding, it's just missing that element of interaction with the ground. There is just something visceral in my brain about skating an object over an environment. I love skating. Always have. Tried to get good at it when I was around 14. Never did. Height of my glory is just probably a kickflip. Well, maybe dropping into the halfpipe is cooler than a kickflip? I don't know. Whatever the case, never got good, but I will always love it. So when I see you skating something in a video game, it triggers that skate brain, locked away latent. Jak and Daxter 2 and 3, you're blasting around on a hoverboard, and it's glorious. In Unreal Tournament 3, during certain modes, everyone in the game got access to a hoverboard. Even dying is fun when you've got a hoverboard. Hoverboards. Lots of hoverboards in games. It's much easier, I imagine, to program a hoverboard than, say, a skateboard. Because if the character and animation come out wobbly and wonky and bouncy, you can just chalk it up to the hoverboard floatiness. Also, hoverboards are cool. Another hoverboard game, Trick Style. This was my flippin' jam on Dreamcast. I haven't played this game in like 15 years, since I was a wee baby boy. But when I downloaded this ROM to get footage of this game, my adult brain instantly remembered. Press and hold R, then press B and hold forward. Hoverboard losing! That alone makes this one of the greatest skate mechanic games to ever skate mechanic. At first in Trick Style, you're all like this. Then when you unlock some tricks and get a hang of the game, you're like this. But I digress. Now I need to make a distinction here. Surfing, skating, mechanics in games are always slide mechanics. But slide mechanics are not always surfing, skating. I do still love sliding. Sliding is great. Forbidden West had a good slide. My favorite battle royale has an excellent slide. Ooh, oh, got him! You ever heard of Vanquish? Vanquish. Dude, that's literally what I just said. That game is the ultimate king of sliding. Whoa! Look at this! You slide in, you slow-mo, you shoot people, you know, some kicks, you fly in on your knee sliding like a Michael Jackson move, and then you kick someone in the face. Sliding around in games is fun. They even added a slide in Metal Gear Solid 5. Sliding is a great mechanic, but it's missing something. Any Joe Schmo could run and flop onto the ground and be sliding, but only a legend of dexterity could take something else, flop it onto the ground, and then use it as the interface to slide. Which one of these guys is the cool guy? That's what I thought. Well, maybe neither of them. So when I found out you could attach things to your shield in Tears of the Kingdom, suddenly my hopes for surfing possibilities were spiraling out of control.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes.
Yeah, we didn't get the hoverboard I wanted. And we also didn't get the Devil May Cry 5 rocket riding. Except if you do it in low gravity, and even then it's not rocket riding because the rocket isn't propelling you. It's entirely the initial hiccup jump that launches you, and the rocket doesn't do anything from that point onward. Huge, absolute, devastating bummer. And it just seems like a wild oversight. Of course we wanted rocket riding in the game. Of course we wanted that. You put basically all the random insane possibilities in the game except the one I really wanted? Maybe it's DLC. I was talking to my brother about it and he came to the same conclusion. Maybe it's gonna be DLC. It's not gonna be DLC. They hate coolness. They hate things that are good. They're horrible people. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous hyperbole. I'm just really emotional about this. But regardless, the shield surfing is good. And while I didn't get the rocket riding, I did get the chance to turn my shield surfing into just straight up skating. Cart shield. Cart shield is amazing. It makes you shield surf on anything without pinwheeling your hands or slowing you down. It's the dream. Once I realized what cart shield riding did, I have kept a full stock of carts at all times. I will stop any activity I'm doing in game to go get more carts if I'm running low. That's how influential the cart attached to the shield is. It turns this into this. Suddenly the whole game is my skate park, and I'm a teenager without a job. Except I'm not a teenager, and I do have a job, and bills are always piling up. But I can ignore all that. I can forget it for just a second when I'm cart shielding. Before, you were basically restricted to grass, snow, and sand. Snow and sand don't even damage your shield's durability.
Nice!
If it's raining, you can even slide smoothly on rock, but it still owns the durability of your shield. And if you're sliding on grass, you get a super speed boost. But no matter how you do it, it's fun. It's way fun. In Breath of the Wild, I would make up arbitrary objectives and spend inordinate amounts of time completing them. Here is an example of me shield surfing non-stop from the top of Lanayru, Ryu to the bottom without a single paraglide use. Isn't that pretty cool? Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. I am a total nerd. But it was great. You know, I don't have anything to say in this part. There's no like script. I just look at it. It's a lizard guy. Oh, he jumps. Yeah, he's a jumping lizard guy. There's two. There's another. I'm jumping. Oh yeah, this part gets a little sketchy. Oh my gosh, because you're losing speed. You're losing speed. You're losing speed on the rocks. That could be bad. Gotta stay on the right side. Gotta avoid the lizard man. Left side. There's a rock coming up here. Gotta jump over it. Oh, I almost lost it. There. Still going. Blobs can't stop me. Lizard. Oh, dodge him. Avoid the stairs. Rocks are the enemy. Oh, yeah. Can't avoid those stairs because I'm bad. That blob. You can't stop me, blob. Oh, no. Shield's not going to make it. Shield's not going to make it. Oh, my gosh. I'm 10 feet away from the finish line. Here it is. If I can just make it to the end, why am I still... Why didn't I just cut this part from the video? Then, I can't believe it. My spirit animal must work at Nintendo. Because there is a shrine where you shield surf off a sky island, then heliski drop onto that exact Lanayru mountain path. And it's required to get the shrine. Just glorious. In Breath of the Wild, you weirdly had a bit of air control so you could do Azuna drop 360s.
Boom shakalaka!
In Tears of the Kingdom, they took that out.
Excuse me!
Back in Breath of the Wild, when you get the Sage's ability to block damage, first thing I thought was, now I can gap entire mountain ranges while still surfing. That's the only point of that ability, in my opinion. Same thing with Mipha's ability.
Man, Mifa, you are a weird, fishy freako. She's got a fish for a head and no nose. I hate this character design. But now I can 1080 death drop these quadruple black diamond runs. Hey, yeah, maybe she's not that bad. She's still grotesque. But that ability, though, now I can shield surf like a fiend.
In Tears of the Kingdom, you don't even need a sage to do that. You just need to sacrifice all possible fashion sense. I look like a knockoff Batman villain.
But now I can bunny hop off cliffs without fear of gravitational retribution.
Absolutely worth it. It's just fun. It's joyous, and it's the context of it that's important. The fact that it's not a game about skating or surfing, but you can skate and surf, that makes it that much cooler.
Because now it's a style choice. It's an expression within an already interesting exploration game, action game, Zelda game, and now I get a style expression that I get to experience and express. Check out me shooting that headshot while I'm bow, yeah!
My favorite mechanic in a video game might well just be shield surfing. It's an expression of unfiltered fun. It's totally and wholly unnecessary to the game, but it's easily my favorite part of it. Why do I love skating, surfing mechanics in games so much? Probably because I love them in reality. But I get the fantasy of skating skill without the reality of skating death.
Waxed the rail a lot, and my feet just completely slipped out. After I hit my head, I started convulsing and having a seizure right away. Woke up in the hospital, just super out of it.
Learning how to... This is really funny talking about my own story after seeing that craziness right there, because it's nothing in comparison. But anyways,
Learning how to roll in at the skate park, I once got my board stuck on the coping and just fell 6 feet down to land on my ribs. It hurt a lot. I stopped practicing rolling in and now only drop in like a rube. Actual skating hurts a lot.
and I don't even do any of that craziness like getting your head smashed in and go to the hospital. But bailing and hitting concrete just hurts no matter what. On the other hand,
Ragdolling in a video game is just a lot of lols. You must like Riders Republic then. Nope. No, well, maybe. That does actually look pretty fun. Weirdly enough, I'd take Zelda Shield Surfing over that any day, because it's the context that really makes it for me. I climbed to the top of this big old mountain. Now I get a shield surf down it. This place exists in the world and I reached it, and my character can die if I mess it up bad enough. The point of the game, not being to shield surf, makes finding glorious shield surfing spots that much more excellent. I realize after making this video that I might just be psychotic. But shield surfing is joyous, and I'm super happy they put it in the game. Here's to that rocket riding DLC.